everybody, and welcome to Cuboid Sandbox. Now, last time I asked for scenarios, themes, and such, and we ended up getting a scenario here from Superman. And, basically, the English up here... Do I have any more of these? I do. I put one down more. So the English up here in yellow had won the revolution, basically, against America, so they took the eastern seaboard. They also took down France, so we've got Great Britain up here, and then the English front in Europe. Then we have the Spanish, who were being ruled by England, but ended up breaking free and are now fighting the English fiercely. So that's how that worked. Now, he also asked, or well, they also asked, I don't know if it's he or she, but they also asked for the Chinese and the Japanese to make an alliance and fight the English and the Spanish. I was trying to think of this, and to be honest, I couldn't quite include Asia in a Eurocentric battle, mainly because there is not enough room. This kind of branches off to a bit of Russia, and like Turkey and such, but I can't possibly make enough of the world for that to work. Apologies. So, I hope you won't mind. Instead of having China and the Japanese fighting in this, we have the Russian Empire and the Byzantine Empire teaming up together. They were both big anyway, and honestly I think this works just as well. If you're going to play something on Earth, then do make it kind of geographically possible. And thank you for, like, only saying that they won the revolution so that I don't need to, like, you know, make an entire American content out of these. Because I do also have a very limited number of these things I can place down. So, we've got Spain here, who has also taken control of Italy, just because. We've got Greece, then Middle Eastern Asia, and then the Norse Peninsula, not the Swedish Peninsula, the Norse Peninsula up here, as well as Russia, Moscow territory. And then we've got France, England, and the eastern seaboard. So, what I'm instantly going to predict here, as far as this would be concerned, I guess that the English would win simply because they can survive on the eastern seaboard by themselves without fighting anyone. Spanish would be the first to go, and then the Russo-Byzantine Empire would be the last to fall. That's what I would guess. But with random food spawn on, who knows? Anyway. And should be 12 of each, but 13 of the Russians, so well. So now we wait. I hope you all have been having a good day today. As we watch these battling. I hope that this scenario is enough to please you Superman. These guys are instantly going to start fighting out here, and so this is definitely an interesting scenario to even think about. That first of all, the English would have won the revolution, but that really has no real bearing to Spain at this point. I guess I could have. I probably should have put, like, an homage to Mexico down there, or, like, put, Florida. I could have made Florida Spanish, but I didn't, because I didn't think of it until now, so. Let's see here. Definitely, yeah, with the powerhouse on the eastern seaboard, that is America, in most of its wars, we have a very quick growth of troops for the English, though most of them not fighting. The Spanish completely cut ties between Italy and Greece, and now are going straight into France, and like jumping right into the Russo-English line. Though there aren't many people in the Russo-Byzantine Empire fighting there anyway, so it doesn't matter all that much. And the eastern seaboard goes extinct. Yeah, unfortunately, there were... Oh no, some of them might make it. It looks like Russia's having a pretty hard time off on here. Though they will slowly eat away at everything. Russia never fully blossomed around this time anyway. And this is the revolution, so the Byzantine Empire did still exist at this point. Now, where the English are kind of driving themselves closer and closer into a complete extinction, which will be interesting to watch, jumping as far into Spanish territory as possible and soon to run out of resources. They're up in the top, though, as well, in the very, very north, Arctic Circle territory. And it looks like the Russo-Byzantine Empire is also going to take a slice of the north, which is good. Yeah, and all of the English that were here before are all pretty much gone. As well as the Spaniards are probably all going to die out here, or going to die out very soon, considering they have consumed the majority of their food. Oh, can they take him down? If they can take him down, then yeah. They completely stopped that colony from growing into the south. Up in the north, when the Russians and the Russians were trying to take some precedence over the north, they failed, or they didn't try hard enough at least. And they're still moving down here and fighting off what little Spanish, Italian forces they can down in the motherland. And actually, it looks like they're going to be moving more and more south. This is more like Middle Eastern, probably Western China, India territory. Which wasn't a force. And the Spanish got away. Going up into one of these corners pretty much spells death. Though the Spanish do have an eastern colony that's actually fighting the English right now and is destroying them pretty much. Everyone's pretty balanced, though the Russians still lagging slightly behind the English, who are lagging behind the Spanish. Though we've got population drops in everyone at the moment, so food is scarce around the world. It seems that without even having put Florida there, the Spanish Navy has pretty much taken over the eastern seaboard themselves and just almost abandoned it. They just stopped the English from being there and then left. Now they're moving closer towards the center of the Atlantic Ocean, which I guess would be the safest place, considering they are not... Oh, actually, no, they are seeming very strong. I can't quite see where the majority of their military lies. It's really spread out, actually. How many do they have? Type 0, 203. Oh, it's all... Yeah, it's all going back and trying to take Spain once more, which right now is being fought over by the English and Byzantine empires. Though the Byzantinians, I don't know, the Greeks are more likely to take this down. The Russo-Byzantine army. And, well, I said the Greeks there. More the Russian side over here up to the north is doing fine for themselves and are fighting off the Spanish. The English are getting whittled down very, very far down. They just passed back up 100 though, so they're growing slowly but surely. We've got up in the northeast. The English were in the north, though they must have completely abandoned it. I must have missed that. Now they're moving down towards the Indian area, which is a thing that happened in the real world. English taking over India. There and Atlantic Ocean, Spain, I don't even know. Atlantic Ocean, Spain, Northern Africa. Oh, never mind. It was being inhabited by them, but they had to leave. They had to retreat. As do the Spanish from pretty much Antarctica, Chile. It might be Chile. The English are now kind of like the center of like Western Africa, center of Western Africa. The center of the Western African seaboard is where they are taking refuge, and actually in Africa itself. So, here's the problem with this map, though, it's that it is very skewed. So, Africa's right here, India's right here. Don't ask questions. I think I just cut out the Middle East. That's how it's working. And Russia now moving down into the into the Florida region, going to be moving into South America, and probably going to die here. I think this is an extinction that's going to happen. Though they are moving up. There are other places on the eastern seaboard with no real way to get off of it, unfortunately. Some of them have made it up into the north, where Russians thrive. Then the Spanish are moving down through old Russia, where there are still Russian troops, but none too many. The Spanish Empire actually is dwindling compared to what it used to be. The English have completely just taken out the Russians in Africa, only to all die themselves. And while I said the Russian Empire is due for an extinction, oh yeah, there it is, never mind. They are definitely due. We're gonna watch this. The Russian Empire is already facing the extinction right now in other places, but definitely right here. They might actually take a lot of the English with them. Oh no, the English are gonna retreat back up over there to that post. It doesn't look like, yeah, the Russo-Byzantine Empire isn't going to take out anything here. I doubt they're going to really cause much of a dent in the English at all. The Spanish, heavily taking heavy casualties, heavily taking damage. It's rather unfortunate as well, because they probably had the strongest chance if the war was... Oh, well, actually no, they would have had the weakest chance if the war was only at Russia. Unfortunately, when you uprise against a government like the English, you don't generally get away from it unscathed. Speaking of that, though, the English aren't doing too well for themselves either. Really, nobody is. The entire world is kind of building back up from large amounts of extinction everywhere. And even though they're still fighting, things are happening. Spanish slowly building back up. They look to be crossing the Atlantic, though there's no real amount of food for them anywhere, so they'll have to continue to keep mobile. The English and the Russians have food up there for years, so we doubt that that war is going to end anytime soon. Speaking of the English, they've brought up a ton of their troops down in South America, moving back into Africa, and it looks like they're going to mainly stay in the south. They took a small hit, nothing too big. The Russians are going to take a small hit as well. And there goes the biggest clash of right now. Now maybe, just maybe, the English won't be able to make it to their food pylons. No, it looks like both of them have given up fighting for a bit, and are going to get resources. Though a lot of the English were trapped with the Russo-Byzantine Empire, so it looks like they might starve out as well. And all the while, the Spanish are slowly dying off down in the Afro-Indian region. And actually, this might be the end of the Spanish. Very few of the Spanish remain. Some in the lower Atlantic. Actually, all of them in the lower Atlantic, some in Africa. 4 of them left. 5. They're rebuilding somewhere. I can't quite figure out where, though. 4. Oh. Yeah, again, right in the Atlantic. 1 left. I don't know where he could possibly be. We're just waiting for that number to tick down again. Oh, right there. Yeah, and... Oh. My goodness. Now, the Spanish are doing nothing but postponing their own deaths, but still. They're holding on. And he's dead. He is dead? No, he's chasing around it. Yeah. Chased around the Russians for a bit too long. But also managed to pretty much delay the Russians completely, as the Russians haven't been able to build because of Spanish harassment, though the Spanish have been eliminated. Definitely the English here. 400 to 100, not looking good. That is for sure. And there are skirmishes all over the map going on between these two, but it's pretty obvious that the English have full map control. They've got all of Africa and India and some of the mid-Atlantic taken care of. They've got the north completely taken care of. Strong points in Europe. The German region, which was actually owned by the Russians originally, the Russo-Byzantine Empire. I forgot that Germany was in between Russia and France. Whoops. And when I say Germany is between Russia and France, I mean Germany is in between the USSR and France, which I still count as all of Russia. And the English are taking quite a few hits, but really, the Russians don't have... The Russo-Byzantine Empire doesn't really have many places to go. They have to retreat into Central Africa. They're also in South America, but what food supply they have in South America is going to be gone soon, and they have nowhere to really run. They were in a big skirmish with the English in Africa, but the English had to give it up and go back to controlling the rest of the world they own. So, here in the southwest, we've got a little bit more of Russian extinction as they drop below 50. He had 47. We might have another extinction on our hands right here if the Russians end up moving more south instead of more north. The closer you move into a corner in this game, the more it kills you. The English are holding on to the world. Actually, looks like there might be a large extinction to the north. What would that be? Greenland? Canada? I think that would be Greenland, actually. The English lost about 100 men there. No, that would be up to 400. Maybe 50 men in Greenland, which is rather unfortunate. And it looks like the Russo-Byzantine Empire is in fact moving into this corner, down towards southern Africa. It looks like it won't be long before we see a close to this war, and probably the English as the rulers of the world. Except for the Chinese and Japanese, of which weren't able to fit on the map. Yeah, it doesn't look like the Byzantines are going anywhere anytime soon. I love how it's not even, at this point, it isn't even about how the English are doing. They are self-sustaining. It's basically just the Russians are just so far off from getting anything. It's not the English have to kill the Russians, just the Russians have to kill the Russians for the English to live and win, which they might. We were actually just at 500 out of 750. I don't know, have we ever hit that 750 pop limit? I don't think we ever have. Now, they can make it there, then they're back in this. But the English seem to want to defend it. Unfortunately, the Russian colony in the Southeast Africa, that was destroyed, spawned a new one right where the Western African Russian civilization was. So, now we just wait. If the English can mobilize their forces down towards the south, then they might be able to stop the Russian advancing into the north. But the Russians do have a trail they can follow straight up into the north. There are a lot of English there. They'll definitely have to fight, and as the English troops get back over the 400 mark, they might get up to 500, who knows. This is going to be one big war. It's probably going to be the last war we see here as the Russians get crushed. Crushing Russians. Yeah, the English horde is just too immense. It's going to basically completely sweep over the Russians, though they're not losing that much population. Actually, that might be a victory for the Russians, as the English flee to get back more supplies. The Russians come out ahead, even though the English powerhouse has in fact pushed the English to over 500 men. Actually, the Russians did just take a small hit. I guess a big hit for them. Wow, the English pushed out over 600 men. But finally, the extinction happens. It hits. I'd feel bad living in well, where is this? In Spain? In this world? I think that might be Spain. The map isn't as cemented in my head as it was when we began. But yeah, living in Spain in this world would not be a good thing, considering that means you're pretty much a Russian, or one of the English trying to hunt down the Russians. Which we actually almost have 700 English. The English just aren't dying. The luckiest food spawns. Oh, there we go. About 10 of them died. They're breaking even. The Russians are not losing any men. They're winning major engagements and are pretty much stealing their population. But I don't think it's going to work very well. As even though they are slowly losing some guys with the recent aggression against the English. But I don't think that they're going to survive for much longer, as the English literally control the entire map except for the southern Atlantic. That being said, we have almost hit our population cap of 750. 749, 744. Aw, we just missed it. Oh, 746, 748, 746. Takes 2 more guys, come on. The English were counting on you. 749, no. Well, the English are still building. Always with the rebuilding. The Russians are slowly moving up, getting to the north, which was originally what I thought would be their promised land. However, it doesn't look like it, considering the English onslaught just never ends. We're going to see a large... Oh, never mind. There was a pretty large extinction down there, but it ended up being saved. The Russians have been dwindled down substantially from the original 23 men that started the pilgrimage up into the north. But as they have been surviving, the English have lost 200. Pretty much 300 men at this point. So, we'll wait and see what happens. I do not have any doubt in my mind the English will win this. I don't see a Russian comeback coming anytime soon, but, you know, you gotta be prepared. The Russians are slowly moving into the north, which the English have all but abandoned. And in fact, they might even abandon it, as with that pylon going down, it looks like they're going to start moving towards the south. Or it would have if they hadn't eaten all of the supply that was leaning towards the south pretty much instantly. It looks like now they're going to have to go southwest instead of southeast like I had originally thought, which seems to be bringing them northeast, or northwest, to where the Russians were. Regardless, though, they have pretty much... excuse me. A chain reaction of extinctions in the east has very heavily, pretty much halted the movement of the English. Though they are some of them did make it west. The majority of the English military is gone. It's a bad day for the English. Maybe the Russians can make it back if the English continue to get such horrible luck. Though the Russians have yet to get 10% of the men in this world. They've been at under 10 for the longest of times, the English being over 90 for quite a while. I'd say 5 minutes. Probably much less than that. I don't know. Time doesn't pass correctly in Cuboid Sandbox. The Russians are definitely taking a big hit, though the majority of them moved up into the north, like the meridial north, as opposed to the northwest, which is being ravaged by the English. The meridial north is actually also being ravaged by the English. Where are the rest of the Russians? There's 20 Russians on here, apparently. They must all be in here and just haven't died yet, though it definitely looks less than 20. The Meridional Northern Russian force is gone, though there is one in the northeast, actually, that I missed. Very, very, very small amount of Russians. There are actually only one, and we have 10 over here, which are going to be completely eliminated soon. I think we might see a winner. 4, 3, 2... Right over here in the northeast, we have the last of the the Russo-Byzantinian forces, with 3 men left, and 4 men left, to the 400 Englishmen that currently populate all but Europe. Europe actually hasn't really been taken at all at this point. In favor of Canada, which has pretty much completely been taken out. They're moving over to actually Iceland at this point, going to head up towards the Arctic Circle where the Russians have taken the last little refuge they possibly could. When they take out that supply pylon, though, that is it. Actually, no, one of them is going to scout out new lands up above Iceland. The English are moving towards the Russians at this point, though. It doesn't look good for them. The Russians have actually taken 1% of the population on this Earth, which they had a title they had recently lost. They might lose it again as well. Yeah, there they go. Under 1%. 0.5% at this point. And it's definitely not looking good. We're going to take out one more, and the English won. So I apologize if you really had your heart set on the Chinese and Japanese, but it just didn't work in my head. I hope this was good. I hope you all enjoyed this, and this inspires people to leave suggestions for things in the comments. It could be a scenario like this one. It could be a theme where you would just say, I don't know, it's just, if you were, in terms of this, the English take down the Americans, what happens? You could always do that. I don't know. You can do whatever. It doesn't always need to be historical themed, doesn't need to be fantasy themed, otherwise themed, I don't know. It's up to you guys, unless you leave it up to me. Until next time, I should really stop saying until next time and say something else to close the videos, because I always feel like I need to say something after until next time. But, I don't know. I'll learn to do that eventually. I'll see you all soon.